Greater Accra, you all know, is a very hot place. So many ups and downs. I've assumed office with some challenges on my hands. One major of these challenges is sanitation. And this is something that Hanukkot did its best with the Operation Clean Your Frontage, which went very far. And he was applauded for that initiative that he did. Unfortunately, sustenance of this program could not continue. But our prayer is that with these few months to the end of the year, we want to partner the Ghana Traditional Council and to make sure that the Ghana Traditional Council owns it. Why do I say this? People travel far, come to Accra, litter the place, and they go away. So we want that Safwacheme to own it and be part of this arrangement to make sure that we're able to clean the fields all over Accra. And we'll be using the few days in June to do some sensitization. We'll be going to the marketplaces, the lorry stations, institutions, the ministries area, targeted areas. Then we have divided the region into 6 zones. The 6 zones will start from the AMA area, Odududio, the Abula area, the Sinpe area, the Akpangajin area, the Asene area, Otublohun, and the few places. We'll spend 2 days in each area. We'll move towards Mamprobi, Kolegono, which is also an extension of the AMA operational jurisdiction area. We'll work there, we'll go to Ablikman North, in that order. They will come to Osukole Kloti, spend 2 days, Asalam down, Abuja, behind the Cocoa Board head office. There's a large slums and market all over those places. We'll deal with the issues there. Then we'll take on Lejukuku, Kro, or Tema. So in the region, we've divided it into 6. That this is how we want to drive it. And to make sure that after we've done, we have men on the ground to make sure that people don't litter anyhow. So it needs effort, collective effort. And I'll be grateful that Metro Television and your other sister stations like Original TV and your radio stations to come and support us and to make sure that we're able to drive this field from Accra. 2 days ago, I normally get up around 4 a.m. and I go through my social media handles and all that. And somebody sent me a video of Medina, the Zongo Junction, right in the middle where people dump refuse at that place. So yesterday morning, because it was so early in the morning, I decided to wait till the morning. So I called the MC around 6:30. They should expect me by 8 o'clock. So exactly 8 o'clock, I was at Zongo Junction. So I sent her the video. So when I got there, the compact truck of Zoom Lion was there. So I asked her, why this filth all over the place? Because it's an eyesore. This is an highway. People travel up and down, and when you see these rubbish piled up, it doesn't speak well of us. She tried to say that Zoom Lion staff have not been working. So it's only some few skeleton staff that they have on the ground. And look at the size of Lankwantana Medina Assembly. They have a huge tax on their hands. So right from the Zogo Junction, I walked with her with the police to Race Junction. And you realize that, yeah. So I've tasked her. She should make sure these refuse are not found on the road. These compact trucks are there. Make sure every morning they have a responsible officer right there to make sure they clear this field from there. Then you could see that Heroquarter did well by putting some nets, mesh, right from the Zogo Junction towards the Rig Junction. So the people who try to cross the road from one side to the other side are not done. And that led to the hue and cry about vehicles being knocking down people and the insult that people held on the president that they are killing them, blah, blah, blah. Then it led to the construction of the overhead. Now the overhead has been taken over by traders. So yesterday I moved up there, educated them. You don't need to sell here. They have a market behind Oman FM. That assembly has asked all those hawkers to move there and to make sure they take people away from the street. So clearly, I managed to speak to these guys along the...
So, Regional Minister, are you not doing the work of MCs and DCs? I said this because when our brother, Henry, was Regional Minister, and he started that thing, we all supported him. Our media houses everywhere, we see everybody, we all supported him. We kept raising the issue of sustainability of that exercise. I kept getting upset anytime he went into a place and you could see the appointed officers following him instead of they having done that job, because that is their role.
Yeah.
And we came to a conclusion that, look, until we hold these people responsible and people get fired, because you see, because of the appointment nature of these persons, my belief is that the allegiance really is to
the president,
Jubilee House, where they are appointed, and not to the communities and its people where they should be elected.
And that was why the president wanted to make that changes, to give power into
well,
the hands
that's
of the
another issue, because it was whether it should be partisan or whatever. It's another issue. But my point is that you as regional minister, I mean, what we saw at Medina, must it take you the regional minister?
No, it's not so.
Yes.
It is the duty of
so why must people keep their jobs?
So
when we see all this, so Henry came, we saw all what Henry did, the bravado, whatever, like the radio program says,
So Anette, in the next few months, this is what I've charged to do. I am going to be, because I have a checklist. I report to somebody. You also report to me. So we must make sure that people will conform. If I think that your work that you are doing is not satisfactory, I just inform the principal, so that we'll get the job to be done. You know how workaholic I am. I don't want to sit in my office and be reading reports or phone calls. That is why I want to move around and see what is happening. And the nuisance of it, when you get to the Czech embassy on the Kanda Highway,
yes,
when you are facing Kawukudi,
yes,
and on your right, has turned into a cattle market. I'm told this is what they do almost every year when the Salah is coming on. I was in the office when somebody called me and said, Kwade, do you know what is happening? I said, what is happening? Even my bodyguard told me that this is. So on Monday evening, I normally leave the office after 8. When I drove and I saw these animals lying up there. So from Medina, I came back to Kanda and I told them, what we are doing, most of you have been traveling and you go places. Do you see cow being sold in town? Where have this done? What kind of indiscipline is this? And you have a zonal council member who was giving a letter. I mean, to legitimize their markets that they are doing on that. So I told them, move all these animals.
That place also has an MCE.
You understand? So, what is all these things? What is this? So I said, look, make sure you remove the animals from here. Make sure you move these animals from here. So yesterday, there was a delegation that came to me in the office that they brought these animals from far away and where to go and keep them. I said, that's your problem. It is because every year you keep coming begging up and down. Me, Nikwate, I'm not going to tolerate these things. For now that the Salah is coming, I'll give you the moratorium. After that, I will make sure I will not see any cattle on this corridor. It's not going to happen. And I'm telling you, unfortunately for me, the lady MC is out of town. She's gone to Mecca. But the North IWASO MC is around. I'm waiting for her to come, sit them down, and give them firm instructions. If I see any animal on this stretch, but it's an highway. You see these visitors with their cameras taking shots and all over. He does not speak well of us. So I can assure you that I'm not going to allow some of these things to fly. I will make sure I'll put my feet down in these animals that you see them like. And it's not only in Accra. Even in my own backyard in Tama, you'll be there and you see cattle crossing the road. So yesterday I called the MC. I said, you want it? Sit up. I don't want to see any animal slaughtering. When we were young boys in Temagozi, TDC at the time, once there were these stray dogs and goats that are all over, they pick them and send them to the animal husbandry. You go and pay a fee, and you bring them. Make sure you keep them in-house. You don't allow them to go in stray and destroy people's properties and all kind of things. So, respectfully, with you, Kwesi, here and your viewers, I want to assure everybody that after the Salah, I will not allow any cattle at the Kanda Highway or walking straight in the town. Anywhere you see me, just call me. I will make sure.
There's something I've seen, and I think that many people just gloss over them. You have been involved with assembly work.
Sure, I did. I was an assembly member.
Yes. Please, the sighting of signages on junctions and intersections, what informs that? Because many times I'm blinded.
It's a complete nuisance.
Yes, I'm blinded.
It's a complete nuisance.
I want to make a turn and the signage blocks my view.
I agree with you.
And I wonder what goes into citing those signages.
You see, it is all poor planning. The engineering department of these assemblies, these are some of the things that they need to look at. People just get up and just digging holes to erect signages. Because if properly, the works engineering department goes to the ground to know where to site signages, it will solve some of these problems. So I'll take this up. And if there's a particular place that you want my attention to work on, please let me know.
Okay.
So I'll be able
so
to do
as
it.
we're speaking, I'm getting these messages. So this is from Mrs. Helga Bwedi. She says on the
Mrs.
Helga Bwedi.
Okay.
Yes, the former boss of what is now NEIP.
Okay.
Yes. Says people are on the Teshi Bush Road.
Teshi Bush Road.
People are deliberately filling up the Peshi Lagoon and setting up containers and other businesses, including car dealerships, on the banks of the lagoon. What breaks my heart is that those who have been evicted by landmark.
It means that is the Peshi, the Peshi Lagoon.
It says, what breaks my heart is that those who have been evicted by landmark, etc., all move their structures to the banks of the lagoon. A major rainfall will be fatal for some, and I wonder if that's what the Lejokuku MC is waiting for. I'm beyond frustrated. Driving on that stretch is like driving through a junkyard.
Okay.
That's her concern on that one. Pagosi Asari says I should ask you. You know Pagosi?
I know.
The says he asks you why you need a bodyguard.
Come with that.
Okay. So this is this and a lot more. There are a lot of people who are also asking about lanyards. I have about 5 of them on lanyards.
Those ones are security issues that we can't discuss publicly.
Okay.
But
yes.
Sorry, I can assure you that
this Teshi Bush Road matter and the Sango in Teshi proper, my attention has been drawn to it.
Okay.
I'll move it quickly. On Sunday morning, you know, all the Ramsar sites we've declared it, the Regional Security Council have declared it as a security zones.
But the lands are gone already.
Anete, but we need to protect the core.
But they are gone. The lands are gone.
Anete,
When our brother Henry went there and said, look, no, he was this, within 1 month.
Anete, you see, there are some houses that are already built.
Demolish them.
Anete, I don't have that power to demolish unless I go to court. They are in the buffer. We have the buffer, then we have the core. The core is where the water is.
Yes.
For that one, we can protect it.
Yeah, but what about the buffer? There's a reason why a buffer was created.
So that is what that work has been done between
at
Henry and the Lands Forestry Commission. So there is a process that we need to perfect it. But in the core area, where people deliberately want to reclaim the land, like what Madam is just talking about.
Yes.
On Sunday, I was at Takmono and go and see the nuisance there.
Have you gone to look at Pambros?
Not tree, and the not tree. So Sunday, I led the police, myself, and the MC for Tema West Municipal Assembly, right in the water. I broke everything down. I pulled everything down, and I dare anybody to try that. Why? The greed and the impunity at which people are doing these things, I don't get it. So it's a gradual thing.